Hi, people of God. If you can see me, God bless you. So let's talk about NPCs. What's the idea about NPCs? What's the spiritual revelation about NPCs? And how to break free from the NPC loop. So what's the idea about NPCs? I hear you ask. Let's start off with, who's an NPC? So according to New Age people, an NPC is somebody who has no soul, but that's not true. So an NPC ideally is a metaphor. It just means a non-player character, which is why they say they have no soul. Like they have no will, no emotions, no mind, no heart, because that's what your soul is, right? Again, that's not true. The Bible tells us in Ezekiel 18:4, it explicitly tells us that, behold, all souls are mine, all souls belong to God. Ecclesiastes 12:17 states that the spirit returns to God who gave it. Genesis 2:7 and Job 33:4 describes God breathing life into humans. 1 Peter 4:19 refers to God as a faithful creator to whom all souls are entrusted. The word further states in Jeremiah 1:5, before you were conceived, he knew you. When you were in your mother's womb, he knew you. So the soul is where your identity sits. It is where you exercise your will. It is what Jesus Christ died for. It is what Satan is trying to destroy. So every human has a soul. So what's the spiritual revelation of NPCs? So this part of that metaphor is true. But ideally, the metaphor is saying you have no soul. So that's why I had to debunk that. You do have a soul. But what you are is you're on autopilot. You're stuck in your ways. You're stuck in your patterns. You're stuck on your inner code of victim mentality. You're stuck on pride. You're stuck on rebellion. That's what you are. So what you're doing is you are choosing, you're using your free will to resist or ignore change. You're resisting humility. You're choosing to operate with pride, deception, self-exaltation. So that makes you seem programmed because you can receive new information, true information, and you resist it because you're spiritually stagnant by choice. You keep repeating old cycles over and over again because pride has made you shut the door to renewal. You want to know who your mentor is? Leave Lucifer aside. That one is your father. Your mentor, the one who embodies his character, is Judas Iscariot. He walked with Jesus Christ for 3 whole years. He saw the miracles. He heard the teachings. He saw everything. Yet what happened? He resisted change. He let greed, rebellion, pride, fear guide him instead. That doesn't make him soulless. It just made him someone who is enslaved to his inner code, a program of pride and rebellion rather than freedom through surrender. Therefore, pride and rebellion is the cause of your stagnation. When you resist correction, you resist humility, you resist obedience, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you rot. Because spiritual growth is tied to openness. It's tied to surrender. And with pride, how can you do these things? So you end up repeating the same old cycle. You keep hitting that emotional, relational, and spiritual wall. Because pride refuses self-examination. Rebellion refuses obedience and humility. So both will act like a malware in your mind, quietly rewriting your thoughts and your habits until it feels like you're operating automatically. And that's what gives off that feeling of being programmed or running on a script. How to break free from the NPC loop? So freedom starts when humility enters. So the opposite of pride is surrender. Admit you don't have it all together. So that would create an awareness of you repeating cycles. You cannot escape a loop you don't want to acknowledge or don't want to see. 2, you surrender. Choose humility, choose obedience. over self-defense, over self-exaltation. Let the truth reprogram your life. Obedience. Act on what you know is right. Even small acts of obedience here and there will soften your heart. Remove that wicked stubbornness from your head. You need grace as well. You need grace. Because transformation is not instant. It's something you choose God every day. You choose Him every day to walk with Him. And that will rewrite the old script over time. So to break the NPC cycle, it means yielding to new input, to new information, to divine guidance, spiritual truth, to love, to peace, to patience, to kindness, to faithfulness, to meekness. And that's how your soul becomes alive and responsive again, rather than being stuck on pride's autopilot.